Abraham Lincoln.
Louisiana Purchase, that's a name.
You need to really get off my balls, okay? I'm gonna kick your ass.
Also, why was Michelangelo so stinky? Ew.
I mean, might as well be. Like, let me show you. Like, I'm going to pull it up on this screen.
I'm on this side of the computer. I can see it.
You'll get full eyeballs on that.
Full eyeballs on this shit. And it is really called the Gaping Dragon. And, like, it gaped my ass.
The dragon.
Like a fucking bad dragon dildo.
The dragon that gapes. Is it voiced by Sean Connery?
I mean, look, that thing.
What the fuck is that an Elden Ring boss?
No, it's a Dark Souls boss.
Oh.
It's, that thing is very much a vagina.
I mean,
with teeth. A lot of teeth.
Vagina dentata.
Like, that's the
Except
fucking...
it's like supposed to be a rib cage, but it's totally...
It's a vagina.
It's a vagoo.
Doesn't look like any vagoo I've ever seen. Thank God.
Because that would be very painful vagoo.
That needs to be at least the background of the picture for this week. It's just like big teeth vagina monster.
Yeah, that's going to be in the thumbnail.
Yes, that's the title of the episode: Big Teeth Vagina Monster.
Sometimes you just
got to gape.
Yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes you just gotta fuck monsters, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
So yeah, we've been recording for about a minute and a half. Whatever you want to keep, Pat. I suggest you cut some.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 268 of the All You Can Hear podcast. I'll be your host today, Patrick. And joining me today are my two cavalier co-hosts.
It's the Rocketeer, JoJo.
Oh man, it is that canon guy, the Gapius Maximus.
All right, we're going with that.
You don't have to cut that. I don't care.
Canon's like gaping.
And it's me, your favorite, the little Weasley rascal guy, out of pocket Pat.
Yeah, out of pocket Pat.
Yeah, get in your pocket and start looking for the dick.
Man, you better not be doing any back market deals with any Nazis. You telling me?
Hey, no Nazi. We can guarantee 100% Nazi free.
I might be a crook, but I'm 100% American.
And we all fucking stood up and saluted Al Capone when he said, fuck you to the Nazis.
I should have just been like, I'm the Gapeteer. Nah.
That sounds like a very bad time.
You can cut that. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, see, they didn't go for the easy title for the porn period or the Rocketeer. They went for the Gapeteer. Because the Cocketeer's for hacks.
Oh, man, that's a good one, though.
But yeah, hello.
Hello, everyone.
It's just your good time gals here for a banner session. You'll notice Colt and Wenzel are not joining us today, but that's okay. They'll be back next week. They're just taking this episode off to prepare for next week's episode. We'll tell you a little bit more about that toward the end of the program. But as for today, I'm sitting here with the Art House gang, and we're just going to shoot the shit and have a good time. Probably the first banter session the Art House Trio has had since probably January.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Because, like, technically, if you count the Uncharted non-canon, which is the last time the three of us just had an episode to ourselves.
Yeah.
But as for a straight-up banter session, it's been since about the end of January.
Yeah, it's been a while.
With Night of the Banter, which also we recorded rather late at night after watching a movie.
I know. A really good movie, too.
And we watched a good movie again tonight.
We sure did.
And we're opening up today's episode with one of Cannon's favorite flicks, And we'll be discussing a 31-year anniversary, a little undersung Disney flick, The Rocketeer.
That's right. Another one of those movies that I just had on repeat as a kid, and it always stuck with me, and still love it to this day. And I was very excited to show the art house, one of my favies, that needs a better edition than the basic bitch Blu-ray that it has. That's all I'm saying.
Although I will say, I do appreciate the hell out of these like early DVD Blu-rays when like there's like a style to like the menu and the little like pause section, because like because it had like this nice little retro chic for the main menu, and then when you paused it, it'd have the scene selection that's like in the style of the movie, like Art Deco and kind of like 1930s like sci-fi style. So like it had back in the day, and handcrafted Blu-rays made with love from mom and pop at their little like roadside DVD store. Back in the day, DVDs had some class.
It's like, all the fancy smancy stuff were actually on the discs in the early days, instead of giving us that little flappy on the Blu-ray that never fully clasps after you open it for the first time.
Oh, God, I hate those little flappies.
They don't exist anymore. You don't see them that much.
Yeah.
But
you run across them every now and then.
Yeah.
They kind of been, like, phased out.
It's like the DVDs, the DVD cases that have the two little latches on the side. I always fucking hated
I would take those over that little flimsy flap, though.
I do agree with that.
At least those stayed in place, at least from what I can remember. But yeah, they were annoying, especially if you weren't anticipating them and you're trying to open a case. It's like, oh, fuck.
And then you just went and broke another DVD case.
It's like, damn it. Gotta go to Goodwill and buy fucking Muppets in Space again. Just for the case.
Yeah.
It's a whole $1. But The Rocketeer. What did y'all think of The Rocketeer?
This is the first time I've seen The Rocketeer since I was an actual kid. Like they had it playing on the Disney Channel, like in the middle of the day. And I the only part I really remember was the part where fucking the guy Cliff Seckard just fucking speared a Nazi on on his rocket pack and just threw him off like a roadside. That's the only part of my brain that I actually remembered. But I really enjoyed it. I loved the whole like 1930s like sci-fi pulp hero like aesthetic, the Art Deco style, just Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
Very that. I love it.
I'm a similar boat to Pat. I think this is a solid 4 stars. I think it was real fun. Even the mob guys were anti-fascist. Even though I don't know how accurate that actually was. But, it's a movie. Who cares? Yeah, it's hard to sort of articulate anything beyond, like, it was just a fucking solid movie. I remember first hearing about this, I think it was from the guys at Red Letter Media.
Yeah.
Because this is one of his favorite movies.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's just like, this is just like one of the most tightly, like, written, like, paced movies. And you know what? I can see it. There's a lot of payoff, setups that pay off later. It does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a fun time.
Yeah, it's like this is probably the closest thing that I have to a comfort movie. Like this is my warm blanket movie. Like, I can put it on at any moment and, just be content with my day. I was like, you know what? I fucking love this movie.
Just that. Like, it's a very easy, straightforward, just fun movie. I do wish it kind of got more acclaim back in the day, but, like, this literally came out as, like, the same month as Terminator 2.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it.
I think it got a little buried at the box office.
Yeah, just a little bit, brother.
But it seems it does have a cult following.
Oh, I definitely should say so.
And it's like you said, this year was the 31st anniversary of the film.
Because the movie came out in 1991.
Yeah. And like this year's the 40th of the actual character, correct?
Yes.
Man, that's crazy.
Because the character itself is not actually from the 30s.
Yeah.
It's sort of like basically a revitalization of the classic pulp hero.
Yeah, because again, like my knowledge of this character has always been just the movie. Like I never read any of the comics. And again, the movie had me fooled at least because for the longest time I thought this character had been around for. I mean, it has been around for decades, but not quite as many decades as I originally thought. Because I'm legit thinking it was a character in the legit 30s.
Because like you, just with like the set design and everything, it makes you believe that it is.
Yeah.
It captures at least sort of our cultural imagination of that era really well. Like just that sort of like Pat was saying, the Art Deco, like the fucking club with like the seashell and Jan from The Office.
The lounge singer.
Like I just want to like be in that set and just like be like wee.
Oh yeah,
like I just imagine like JoJo all flappered out.
Like, and I just want Jennifer Connelly's hair like the entire movie. Just give me that like 40s like pin up bump on top.
yeah. Because like the longer I watch this movie, and like, because here lately I've noticed, like a lot of people is like the Mummy aesthetic,
Yeah.
Instead, I was just like, man, this may have been like a small little template before the Mummy, Everything is damn near orange, but it's a good orange,
Yeah. Like this movie walked so the Mummy could run.
And like, I legit, I do want to one day cosplay the Rocketeer.
I think you could do it.
Like
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I know it's going to take, getting like the jetpack and like the helmet made and like finding the actual clothes. Hell, I may have to get the clothes made for all I know. Because like that's some like definitely period clothes of the period.
Yeah, you can't buy that jacket just anywhere.
Yeah. It's like,
A good thing we know like cosplay folks that could definitely help you out. That made we know somebody could probably 3D print you a Rocketeer helmet.
Like 100%. Like strangely enough, I thought that'd be the easiest bit, probably. Just
Strangely enough, like finding like the big like flight jacket with the big flaps that go across his chest, and like kind of like the Buccaneer pants or whatever you call them.
The poof pants that come out on the sides a little bit, and like, oh god, the boots. That's gonna be a nightmare. My calves are kind of fat.
And those are tall boots. Too.
Yes.
But I think you could probably do a Mummy Rocketeer crossover, because the Mummy takes place, the first one in the 20s, and then 10 years later in the second one it's the 30s. Just saying.
I mean, I shave completely. Like, let's say it's like a 4-day con. Shave completely on the first day and be the Rocketeer, and then by the last day I'll have the stubble to be the Brendan Fraser from the Mummy.
I mean, you wouldn't have to change your clothes too much. You could probably just keep the boots and the pants and just get a different shirt.
Yeah, the hair's literally the same.
Like the center part.
Yeah, it's just like the little like undercut situation with the long dangle. Yeah, you know what? Making moves, making cosplayer moves.
Man, now that we're talking about it, it makes me want to watch the fucking Mummy now.
The Mummy is like, it's really fun. It's the same level, I think, of when the Rocketeer. It's just a fun, straightforward movie. It's just like you're just having a ball the whole time.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen those. Good thing I bought them, and it came with
the whole set, right?
Yeah, it comes with the first three and the Scorpion King. Well, the first Scorpion King, even though they made like 6 fucking
There's
more.
like a whole lengthy sub franchise for the Scorpion King.
2 Scorpion, 2 King. I stand alone.
Soundtrack by Lamb of God.
You know what? I'd rather take Godsmack. That's just me. As long as it's I Stand Alone.
God.
I mean, I know it's corny as fuck. I love that song.
Stand alone.
But also, what new metal song would go on the Rocketeer soundtrack?
Oh, hold on. I may have to think of the perfect one, but I know there's one out there.
And a completely anachronistic soundtrack to the Rocketeer.
Say like fucking like Our Lady Peace. I know you're out there somewhere out there.
Or like, I was thinking just Static X, but like CG, like they fucking like have the 3D hologram of Wayne Static in the background, just be like, yeah, you push it.
Man.
Like anytime he's about to like get in the jetpack, it's like, yeah, you push it.
I mean, I know it's not new metal, but like fucking Learn to Fly by Foo Fighters.
You know what?
That was my first thought when that was brought up. And I'm like, well, that's not new metal, but
It's period appropriate.
Oh yeah. But I want to mention this because if I remember the lead actor, it's Billy Campbell, right? Is that his name?
We will find out.
Brother of Bruce Campbell. No, I'm kidding. That's not true.
Quite a family tree.
I swear, I know he's been in other stuff, but I shit you not, the only other movie that I remember him in is in a movie called Enough, where he is just a domestic abuser dipshit.
Oh, wow.
Like, pretty much the opposite of, well, a little bit opposite of, wow, he is aged quite different. Not poorly. It's just, this one shot I'm looking at did not look like the same person.
It doesn't look that bad.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
He was in Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula.
Wow. I have not seen that.
Yeah, even though we watched it for our
I need
Keanu Reeves movies.
I need to rewatch it. I remember not liking it. It is.
It's buck wild.
It's but the fuck wild though.
I think Billy Campbell played the cowboy.
I think he played the Texas guy.
In Dracula?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
Because like there's like 3 suitors for Winona Ryder in it, and he's the cowboy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean his character from the book.
Yep.
So The Rocketeer is still his best film.
I agree.
I know he was in a show, the 4400. He was like some weird Jesus-looking dude in that. I never watched the show, but I saw the trailers for it like 1,000 times.
I remember seeing like the fucking box sets for that at what the fuck is it called? Movie Stop back in the day.
That was like one of the first like big dramas from USA, I think, right?
I think so. I think it was USA or Sci-Fi.
Either
one
that
two.
or The Dead Zone.
He was also
Dead Zone was definitely USA. Yeah,
he was also in The Killing, the AMC show.
Oh God,
I never saw.
Oh
that.
wait, was he like the politician in it?
Maybe.
God, I remember that show.
I spent a fucking afternoon watching that.
God.
Too much of that show and being mad. I was like, I want to know.
But yeah, like the series of events in this movie, it's like y'all said, like it's like wound up like tightly. It's like everything happens, but it's almost like setting up for something almost immediately. Like we joke about, like the movie opens up with this chase scene. These guys are trying to steal the rocket
Bat.
and they end up in the airfield. They're testing a plane. The shit goes awry. And then the bad guy ultimately jumps out of the car, and it goes into this gas truck. And we're all, and this is a bit in the house, like shit just blows up for no reason. We all laugh about it. It's a great thing. But even like in the next fucking scene, they're just like, "Oh man, you blew up all my gas. Now you're gonna have to do the clown bit to pay off all your gas debt." And I was like, "Holy shit!" Even I forgot that was just immediately after that scene.
I do love like the little bits that they sprinkle throughout the film, like Cliff having his bit of taking his gum out and sticking it somewhere as like a good luck ritual, and that comes back throughout the whole film, and how that one fed keeps punching in the face.
He did sock him like 2 good times.
Because, man, that fucking Fed, he deserved it. He was an asshole.
It's like one little bit. It's like, I love that everybody's like, "Come on, man, give up the rocket, man. You're in trouble here now." And I'm just like, this is like literally the only guy who has flown this thing successfully.
Why aren't they getting him to work for you?
It's like, why aren't you fucking like
literally everyone else who's flown it is exploded.
Yes. It's like either died or they died.
Because
died.
The rocket was made by Howard Hughes, who's like a reasonable but slightly eccentric character in the movie, not played by Leonardo DiCaprio, but played by a very recognizable '90s character actor.
Yes.
I forget his. It's like something O'Toole.
Like he was in so many movies in the '90s, and I know he was also famous for being in Lost.
He was John Locke on Lost.
I never saw that show, but I know he was
Terry
there.
O'Quinn.
Yeah, because I remember he was also like a character in Young Guns. Yeah, like I said, I know he was in a lot of like early, like late '80s, early '90s, probably even before that. But but like Jennifer Connelly's here. Oh God, what's the bad guy's name again?
Timothy Dalton.
Yeah,
he mugs it up as the baddie.
He sure does. It's like just that fucking smirk he has. I even go right back to Hot Fuzz. I was just like, wow, you're just a good slimy shit in just about everything, huh?
And he was James Bond for years. He was the hero.
Yeah. When he like what 2 movies? I think 2 or 3.
I don't know my Bond lore. I do know that the bit where they're fighting in Hindenburg 2, the squeakquel. That
God damn it, Pat.
that the bit where they're kind of having that little witty back and forth hero villain banter. How's your stunt work now? Yeah, Dalton, whatever the bad guy's name is. And then Dalton punches him back. It's like, I do all my own stunts. That joke coming from, at the time, Timothy Dalton was the only actor who had done most of his own stunts in James Bond.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Until Daniel Craig came along and said, hold my goddamn beer.
I was about to say, you see this bridge? Throw me off of it. Like, what? Yeah, you heard me.
Talk about throwing people off when they're back when Cliff was first doing his bit as the Rocketeer, zipping around trying to save the unconscious clown in the plane. There are these bits where he's kind of fumbling around trying to help, and it looks like they just heaved the dude off the side of a plane. I mean, there's some practical stunts in this movie for sure.
Yeah, it's just literally a dude on a wing, and he just rolls off the back, just
Just like
We were having a good time till we saw the in memoriam list at the credits, and it's just like Disney sent so many people to the grave.
Rocketeer 4, Rocketeer 7, Rocketeer 8.
Rocketeer. It's
God.
This is in loving memory of those who we lost while making this movie.
But yeah, God. Hell, there's a Rocketeer guy right there. There's a Rocketeer somewhere behind me. I mean, there's a few Rocketeer things down here.
I remember having a little Rocketeer toy. It used to be in the University Mall. There'd be a little spinner rack of solid in action figures essentially.
Yeah.
And one was the Rocketeer like straight up he's shooting off and he's scared and has the fire and the smoke around it. Was that kind of made to stand for him where he flew?
Oh hell yeah!
I'm pretty sure I still got that somewhere.
I forgot the whole time we were watching the movie. There's a Rocketeer statue right next to the television. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I still want to get a Rocketeer tattoo. I just don't know what for. I don't know if I want to get an original piece or something that's already out there. It's just I don't know. God, just everything about this movie I love. It's just. Like I said, the aesthetic, the Art Deco, I want the gangster suit. It even has a little bit of the wise guys sprinkled in. You know how I like the wise guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm walking here.
Hey, I'm a good fella here.
It's I may be a mob boss, but man, fuck Nazis.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, should be everyone's motto.
This should be easy.
I do miss the era of movies where, Nazis were just fucking cannon fodder, and you were literally just get blown away. And there's a lot of that in this movie.
Oh my God!
The people you actually see get shot on the screen, it's mostly just almost like Inglourious Bastards,
because everybody and their fucking mom has a Tommy gun. Because when they're looking for, because you have the multiple parties looking for the plot coupon with the jetpack. So you have Timothy Dalton and his fucking gigantor lurch hitman. you got the mob, and you also have the feds, and everybody's looking for it at the same time. But when they roll up on old boy's house, and when Lurch is trying to strangle the piss out of him to find the rocket, and the feds are just oh, I hear a lamp fell over, blow this place apart, and then 69 feds are just full tilt on their Tommy guns and just turn this goddamn 2-story house into a Swiss cheese.
I was about to say Pee-wee's house got fucked. Big whole power. It's fucking Clifford got his fucking plane. Oh, Pee-wee got a whole new fucking house. Jesus Christ.
Pee-wee came out pretty bad in this movie. Yeah. He lost his plane, lost his airport, lost his goddamn house. They got a shack up in the attic of the dog restaurant.
In the head. The eyes with windows.
For real, it's...
There's no air up there. It gets hot. It's the 30s.
they hadn't invented wind yet. God damn it!
There was no breeze yet.
Man, it was the 30s. Yeah, and speaking of the 30s, talk about Keystone Cops. All the fucking cops in here are so incompetent, which I'm just like,
They're just
yes.
slipping around and shit. I love how in the 1930s it's like defund the cops.
Well, the phrase Keystone Cops comes from how they were portrayed in a lot of like silent films and like early talkies. Like a lot of like Charlie Chaplin. They were just kind of like oafish buffoons. Because, I mean, that's what fucking cops are. Let's be real.
Hey, people have been saying ACAB since cops got started.
Yeah, and I think I think it's called Keystone because there was a particular studio, I think, called like Keystone Pictures, where that was sort of like a feature. They just had like bumbling cops who were so incompetent.
Yeah.
They just had the really tall hat and they're just like whistling as they're spinning the baton.
Yeah.
It was like really hammering that one home when it's like they obviously don't know what the fuck they're looking for, the feds that is, because like one of the bad guys, they do a swap with like a vacuum cleaner tank, and then and again it gets blown up into rubble, and they're like, oh, what's this thing? Oh, here it is. And they bring it to Howard Hughes, just like, oh, thanks y'all, you brought me a fucking Hoover. I appreciate it.
A fucking.
I mean, granted, if, I was in 1930s America and didn't know what a jetpack was, I'd probably make the same mistake as well. But,
I mean, it looks like a charred jetpack. And another thing, from what I've noticed, I really dig how the jetpack looks in the movie more so than in the comics. Because I think in the comics, it's literally just like a giant cylindrical one tube. It's basically just like one single rocket. And it doesn't look, I mean, that's just me. It doesn't look as cool as the movie version, in my opinion. Yeah, that's one of the books I have. I wanted to cram the books before we recorded, but that didn't happen. But yeah, you see?
Okay, yeah, I do agree with you. That looks significantly dumber, in my opinion.
Now, like, that actually looks like the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, it does. But then here's the twin babies.
Okay, they did have the twin babies in one version. Okay,
but the twin, I really love the twin babies, and I think that's probably partially the Star Wars fan in me. That's how most of their jetpacks are.
If I do get that helmet made, I'm gonna have to watch. I can't violently turn my head. I might take somebody out.
Depending on how long that fin is, just knocking shit off the shelf. It's like, Cannon, we're gonna need you not to wear the helmet in the house.
Yeah, man. Could you imagine if this one ended up with a sequel? That would if Peavy actually hey, I fucking built it. It's like, let's go stop war.
Yeah, because I was surprised. And I think it's probably because of how modern cinema has sort of poisoned everyone's brain. But I was half expecting them to do some sort of sequel bait, and it's just kind of open and shut. It's like, well, no more jetpack. Sorry.
I mean, there's I guess enough there, crumbs, because Jennifer Connelly saves the blueprints for it when from Timothy Dalton's ancient Egyptian Nazi house. So there's enough. There's here comes Peavy. Man's fucking bankrupt. He's homeless. He ain't got a dime to his name, but reconstruct this advanced jet rocket. But there is a sequel in the works, from what I've heard. It's gonna be a Disney Plus movie, simply named "The Return of the Rocketeer," and it will star, forgive me, David Oyelowo.
I believe that's.
You might know him from Selma. He played Martin Luther King in it.
Yeah.
So he's a very well-known actor. So interested to see if they're just able to get off the ground, so to speak.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I remember I mentioned that was happening, and I know there's I know they made a Disney Junior card, which I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't mind at least checking out a few episodes just because it is Rocketeer related.
Just to see what it's like.
I do know that Billy Campbell plays the little girl's father in it.
Really?
And the father is the grandson of Cliff Seckert in the movie.
Okay, that's cool. I have to watch this cartoon now.
So it's canonically part of the Rocketeer verse.
It's happening. Oh man. But yeah, like I forgot what it was. Just one of those. It was one of those websites where like anybody can post an article or whatever. But like the point was like this movie was kind of sort of like low key the prototype for like how a lot of MCU movies worked out, especially early on.
Yeah.
Hell, the director did an MCU movie.
Yeah, it was first Avenger.
Yeah.
And Jurassic Park 3, baby.
The best Jurassic Park movie.
It's no longer.
It's so fucking mind-blowing, I don't remember it.
If current letterbox standings are accurate, it may no longer be the worst Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, I'm not hearing good things about Dominion.
Which I'm sorry, like I remember Jurassic World. Sorry for the Jurassic World tangent, but I remember the first Jurassic World coming out, and everyone like one of my mom's family friends was just like, "You gotta watch Jurassic World. It's fucking wild. You're gonna love it." And we were like, "Okay, cool." So just on blind faith alone, and this is before Chris Pratt kind of
Took over Hollywood.
So it was like, oh yeah, the Parks and Rec guy, I like him. And then so my mom bought the $30 at the time Blu-ray just on like good faith, and like my mom, me and Cody sit down to watch this movie, and we're just like,
that's it.
Until the last 15 minutes.
The dino fight is the best part of the first movie.
Like when the fucking T-Rex and then the Velociraptor fucking team up, and then they like do like after they beat the fucking genetic monster, they fucking like just like sup.
Basically fist bump and leave.
Yeah, like honestly, that's just what I want. Like I just want like
dinosaur tag team
like that. But like no, we're just going to do some bullshit. Isn't there like a bitch who's like part dinosaur in that movie or something?
Man.
in the like fallen kingdom.
That would have made the second one so much more interesting. No, there's like a little girl who, spoilers for Jurassic World 2, I guess. Like there's a little girl who's like actually a clone, and she was made from with the same cloning machine that made the dinosaurs.
Fuck off.
See, I like my idea better.
Yeah, see, that would have been a lot cooler if like there's
like she's just a person, but the only thing that's different is she just has like dino DNA, and then they just keep like bringing it up. It's like, hey, this girl's got dino blood in her, and she's just like, okay.
Because that would be cool if in the third one when they fight the Joker-saurus, as it was described by the director, this dinosaur, he's like the Joker.
Joker's. Well, I scrubbed that from my memory, and now you're dredging that back up. It's like you remember when they literally made Joker-saurus.
Again, Jokapentasaurus.
It'd be cool if she just like did like some Super Saiyan shit, and then she was like X-23 but part Velociraptor.
Yeah, I'm like y'all. I have only seen the first in this new trilogy, and after that, I didn't have a desire to see the second one. I know I will, and I know I'll see the third one, but yeah, I was not a fan. No.
Problem with like doing a sequel to Jurassic Park in the first fucking place is like the reason that movie blew up was because it was early 90s. CG just started being a thing, and we got to see fucking dinosaurs on the screen.
And like and the practical effects in it are like still hold up.
Yeah.
I mean shit, like even the CG
still
like, it still holds up. And it's just like a tight, like similar to the Rocketeer, it's like this really tight, well constructed movie.
Always causing an effect and like damn near at every turn.
Yeah, like everything, setups, payoffs, all like the fucking Adam McKee fucking how to write a screenplay shit. Like even like I have some fucking love for The Lost World, but even then, like I feel like you misuse the character of Malcolm. Yeah. And so you can't recreate the whole like awe of like just seeing the dinosaurs and the John Williams and everything for the first time. You can't just fucking recreate that.
I was like to say, like that CG still like surpasses a lot of CG today in a lot of cases.
It's like in a time where I feel like we're at the height of our powers when it comes to CG like animation. There's like this weird part where like it's becoming conspicuous again.
Yeah.
It's almost becoming like, I don't know, like hyper real in a way.
Yeah.
Where like it's really good, and you can marvel at it on like sort of like a technical or like aesthetic level, I guess. I don't know. And I know this is the coldest fucking take possible, and you know everyone says this, but I just miss fucking practical effects.
I mean, the best thing is when you can have the best of both worlds, because like, I guess slight spoiler for Stranger Things, like the main bad guy in the Stranger Things is a guy, an actor in a practical makeup like suit with like CG embellishment, and he looks great.
Yeah, he does. Really creepy looking. I still need to finish that. I'm on like one episode left of part 1 of season 4. Is that how that working?
Yeah, season 4, part 1, season 4, part 2 coming out the 1st of July, and
then we're getting season 5,
which is actually for real, for sure, definitely going to be the end.
Okay, so there is going to be a part 2, but it's like 2 like dumb, stupid, long episodes, right?
Yeah, like the last episode of season 4, part 2 is like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Hold
Okay,
up.
all right.
What? Hold up. What?
All right.
Like the last 2 episodes, because the season 4, part 2 is only 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But like the first one's like an hour and 40, and then the last one is 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Those are feature fucking films.
Yes. Yes, they are.
And there's still going to be season 5.
All right.
I mean, like, this isn't to disparage Stranger Things.
No.
We still enjoy it, but at the same time, it's just like how they're breaking it up feels really weird.
Yeah. I just want to say I love Stranger Things. I was on board from when I saw season 1, and I thought they improved. Like season 3, in my opinion, at least from what I've seen so far. Again, I have not finished season 4. I still think season 3 is the best season they've done. That being said, yes, I've missed Stranger Things too, but again, like JoJo said, these are multiple feature-length movie length episodes, and good God, like, talk about too much of a good thing. You know what? You should have just made it like 3 seasons or something, because this is like, there's a lot happening at once. People are spread out like fucking wafer thin across this board, and it's insane. And episodes are an hour and 40 minutes, and my head hurts. It's still good, don't get me wrong. It's just a lot. God damn it.
I don't know. It's just because I still haven't watched season 3 yet. And I don't know why. Like, I mean, I really like the show, even though some people poop on season 2.
Season 1 was like very strong, and season 2 I feel like is a little weaker by comparison, but like it's not doo-doo poo-poo.
Yeah, I remember like there were some complaints that people had, and I'm like, really? Are you gonna get upset over that?
Star Wars all over again.
I'm going to say, even before, like, certain things in season... I love Max's character from the beginning, and, like, she's one of my favorite characters. And she gets a great bit in season 4. Obviously, one of the most famous moments from this season.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No spoilers for those who haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't hurt me.
God. Hey, like, TikTok is making me hate that song. I love that song.
It's definitely reaching, as much as I love Running Up That Hill, it's definitely reaching a saturation point where I'm just like, I don't want to get sick of it.
Yeah,
which the thing that like blowing my mind is like I had like a mini Kate Bush phase like 6 months ago, and I'm just like, yeah, this is fucking great, and I'm just like, I'm a fucking trendsetter. Fuck y'all.
JoJo playing their hipster card for Kate Bush.
That's the thing, because like, you know, our local like like indie station, right? Mm-hmm. They were playing a cover. Had a cover of this song in rotation like months ago. Like hell, they played it all the time, and that was the first time, at least, that I remember hearing that song. And then later on, you played me the original, and I was like, oh, I'm hearing a version of that song like all the time now. And you're like, oh, this is the original. I was like, oh shit. And then there's like another cover of it. There's like 3 big ones or something. I don't know.
Well, it's one of the most like covered songs of all time, at least From what, because I originally heard a different cover of this one. I think it was the placebo version, and that was like it was really good. I don't know. I like the goofy '80s Kate Bush decisions of the original,
like the interpretive dance video.
It's me. Like this bitch invented horse girls. Let's be real. But yeah, Kate Bush is amazing, and honestly, that fucking album "Running Up That Hill" is fucking 10 out of 10. It's fucking fire.
I just thought it was so dumb that people are trying to gatekeep Kate Bush. It's like you found out about this awesome song from a popular thing. Go fuck off. I'm like,
be happy. It's fucking
people are listening.
Yeah, people are listening to Kate Bush. This is a bad thing. Y'all trying to be like stingy with Kate Bush, like there's a deficit of Kate Bush?
Also, and again, I mean, everyone here has seen at least, some of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's like it's an important, like, I guess story point for the character, but the whole, like, poking and prodding at 11, it's getting a little exhausting. I'm just like, stop. Like, no.
Leave that girl alone.
Through way too much.
Yeah, but I can't wait for her to just go like full Phoenix.
Full fucking Phoenix.
Just
That's gonna
like
be rad.
It's just 11 has a fucking Mob Psycho 100 fight at the end of this series. That's what I want.
Get out of my head. I was thinking the exact same.
It's just like her. I mean, I don't know how the season 4 ends yet. I haven't got that far. I guess nobody has technically. But like, if season 5 is just like her and Vecna just like just like bashing shit in the air, like full DBZ this shit. She hits the Rasengan. She hits the Getsuga Tensho. She hits the Spirit Gun.
She fucking pulls out a Bankai.
Suplex City, B triggers left and right.
Like
Cats and dogs living together.
like
Mass hysteria.
like she hits the Tombstone Pile Driver on Vecna from fucking space.
Yeah!
And just sends that bitch to the core.
On top of the cage, on top of space.
Oh my! Like the pulls a Kurt Angle, climbs to the top. You can leave at any moment. Not today. I did want to ask this question before we strayed too far off.
Oh yeah, we aren't far off enough.
No, well, from for Rocketeer, like I wasn't like expecting to stay on it the whole time.
We can still see the tracks from here.
Oh yeah, no, for real.
We're down in the valley now.
And again, not complaining, but I did want to ask some of y'all's like favorite like comic book movies before, like, say, the MCU boom.
Okay.
Pre-Blade or like just pre-MCU?
No, like let's just say pre-MCU, like before
Iron Man.
Yeah, because like, and they can still be like Marvel or DC because like, I mean, there's still some good ones even before the MCU.
I really love the X-Men movies. Blade 2's fun.
Blade 2 is really fucking fun.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some really silly shit in Blade 2, but like there's some fun stuff in it.
I know one, JoJo is going to have to cross off the list soon. One of my favorites, Constantine.
Yep.
Constantine's fucking good. I know, like, it may not be super close to con, but it's fucking good. It gets the spirit, right?
Yeah, like, I didn't know, like, if anything, I didn't know dick all about that character until this movie, and even though this changed all kinds of shit about the character, it still got me interested in the character, and so I just, like, read about it and shit. I was like, oh, this is
and also, gender-neutral icon Tilda Swinton as Gabriel. Come on.
I mean, fantastic. Great performance all across the board in that one. I'll say it. It's not really a comic book movie. It was just a made-up character. But, Darkman.
I mean, that definitely has a similar feel to this.
I mean,
retroactively.
he got a comic book afterwards.
Yeah.
But he was made because Sam Raimi couldn't get Batman.
True. But I think it paid off well enough.
Yeah.
I still want to watch the other two.
Return of weird-shaped face man.
God, the fucking Lurch henchman was straight up. It was like straight up a Dick Tracy villain. like 7 feet tall, like a face made of Play-Doh.
Motherfucker looking like Mr. X from Resident Evil.
Basically.
Hey, you say that's another fucking Blu-ray I want to snag. I want to find Dick Tracy. I liked that movie as a kid, and I watched it not too terribly long ago.
I don't think I ever watched, but I like saw like I Love the 90s or whatever talk about it for a bit. So like that'd be interesting to catch because that's part of the era too, like the whole like 1930s like pulp hero, and just like that whole era, like I really enjoy. Like I just love pulp art.
Yeah.
Of like the hero, and he's got like a monster or whatever. He's got a ray gun. He's got
It's like fucking fire pose, fight pose, explosions behind him, the fucking American flag behind, all kinds of shit.
And just like like detective stories and like noir and like mafia stories, like all of that from the era. It's just like it's just an aesthetic I really enjoy. Like it's I guess like synchronistic how like I was reminded of. Did y'all ever watch Mob City? It was a limited series with John Bernthal.
Oh, it was from the guy.
Oh,
who did
Frank Darabont.
Frank Darabont did Shawshank and Green Mile and The Mist and a bunch of Stephen King stuff.
wait a minute. What year did this come out?
It's about 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was like I want to say it was around 2013.
Yeah.
Because it was right after John Bernthal went off.
After they
Walking
both
Dead.
left The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
essentially.
Because I was about to say, because I remember like reading or hearing at the time like TNT was going to make a show, and they were going to originally call it like L.A. Noir, and they had Bernthal attached, but I guess they may have renamed it Mob City.
'Cause
Okay,
That's the game, yeah.
yeah. I thought it was game related at first, but
I mean, I remember it being pretty solid, and like John Bernthal, he's good in it, just about everything he's in.
I was about to say, like, if he's in it, I'll watch it. I love that guy.
Because he's kind of like a police detective, and there's like some mob shit, and like I remember digging it. I don't think I got to finish it.
There's only one season, you say?
It was a limited series.
Oh, okay.
So it was open shut.
But shit, yeah. Like, I fucking love Sin City.
I still need to watch that.
Really? Oh my god.
I remember watching it on like Sci-Fi Channel of all things. There's something about it, like it took me a while to get into it, but it is a little weird, but like I was kind of digging. I mean, I know Frank Miller is an actual insane man.
Yes,
He is.
But the movie's not bad.
I was in my hometown. Our local theater didn't get it, and I was pretty bummed about it. And like Greenwood, their theater had shut down. I would say like probably the month that movie came out. And then I remember like a month later, our local theater like finally got that movie, and I was like, better late than never, I guess. I just always assumed that we got Greenwood's copy because that theater shut down. They never
just offloaded all the DVDs to the new movie theater.
They never reopened. Like it's still just a fucking empty theater. It's been there for forever now.
You know what? That means it's open season for a secret lair.
Ooh, I have a secret lair in a town I probably wouldn't want a secret lair in.
Where they would least expect to find you.
But now they know it's the theater in Greenwood. Oh no, my lair.
Oh no!
We'll have a decoy lair. You can go back to the real secret lair. Yeah, when Cannon has to assume his identity of Can Man, and he's all like wrapped up in bandages, and he's got like a hat and a coat.
Can Man or Man Can?
Man can.
No, Man Can is his evil doppelganger.
Hey, I'm down to just be a fucking Darkman ripoff. Motherfucker, I can do a Darkman cosplay?
That'd be good too.
Man.
Hey,
that
we're
would,
writing these cosplay ideas.
I need to
down.
make a fucking list. Jesus Christ. Man.
All right, I think it's some good banter. We're gonna hit pause for a bit, and we'll be right back with you. Hang tight. Wenzel's in the walls. Like Cannon's impersonation of Wenzel is just fucking Elmo.
I mean, that's a thing he does. It's me, Wenzel. That little num thing he does. I don't know why. It's just like
That little like goblin.
you
Like,
should be like
noise.
talking about just fucking Elden Ring bosses. And you're just so good. I love you, Wenzel. Man.
So what's everyone been up to?
Yeah,
Man, let me tell you.
catching up with the Art House Trio. What's been going on our side of town?
Well, when we started this show, my shirt was buttoned. Now it is completely unbuttoned.
we have full frontal can over here.
Like the fucking hamburger meat is hanging out for the world to see, and
Hey,
y'all can't see it, but
Listen, you're looking at Mr. November on the AYCH pinup calendar.
yeah, that's my month, baby. I don't know what's been going on. I put in my 2 weeks at work. I mean, you already know that.
Yeah, we gave a little preview on last week's episode, but we should hear it straight from the can's mouth.
Oh yes, I am here. I put in my notice to a place that I've been at for almost 4 years now. I mean, pretty much 4 years now, and yeah, and we are going to be coworkers soon.
So we live together. we make a show together, and now all three of us work together in the same place.
Oh, man.
Before long, we're all going to be conjoined at the hip.
Yeah, like we just become like the three-headed Broadway star from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, like the bit. Like I don't know if we ever talked about that on the show, but yeah, the bit has come to fruition. Like we have talked about, like, wouldn't it be funny if we all worked together?
And
Bitch, we're about to find out.
Sometimes you just manifest stuff like that.
But yeah, I've basically been in and out of kitchens my entire professional career. Hasn't been all of my jobs, but definitely like 85% of my gigs have been in a kitchen. What can I say? A, I'm good at it, and B, that's the only places that would hire me because, oh, you don't have experience in anywhere else. Well, if you'd hire me, I'd have the experience. But luckily, I have been given an opportunity, and by God, I'm going to take it. So, yeah, for the first time ever. When I moved here, the plan was to get out of the kitchen in the first place, and it's happening, and I swear to God, when I walk in that building, I'm not going to know what to do with my hands. I mean, literally, because I'm going to have to get trained, but still, I'm just going to be like, I'm not going to have to hear a ticket machine go off every 5 seconds.
No longer do you have to worry about 108-degree kitchen weather.
Oh, yeah. We glad to tell you they fixed the AC today, finally.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it got kind of chilly at a couple points.
I was about to say, like, I would even assume at that place's hottest probably wouldn't make it near where I've sat in that fucking hellscape a time or two.
Even in the back, which the back isn't air conditioning.
It's a giant warehouse.
It's
so
a giant
toasty
warehouse
in there.
And yeah, and then before they put AC in that other room in the back, it was not air conditioned. And me and Pat were doing banners, just sweating our fucking testicles off.
Yeah. It's like, and I'm not gonna lie, I know people that like work outside, like construction shit, like literally in this shit. It is no joke. It fucking sucks.
Yeah. Salutes to all the HVAC workers this summer season.
That being said, it was because of some of y'all fucks one summer in that kitchen that we almost died. No, just for like the hottest that kitchen has ever got is because we had to turn for some fucking reason. That building's roof was getting worked on, and we had to turn off our venter hoods. Yeah, like we weren't open yet, mind you, but still, we had shit on and running, and it got to 117 in that motherfucker before I started shouting, like outside, like, "Are y'all fucking done yet? Because this is getting ridiculous." Okay,
117 degrees. That's like desert weather.
Like honestly, like. You should probably call OSHA.
Like OSHA had never heard of her.
We had a new guy in there at the time. That was like his second shift, and I was just like, "Oh my God, dude! I don't know what to tell you. This has never happened. Like, I don't know. This is horrible. It was bad.
It's like, dude, if you quit, I totally understand.
I don't like you're literally working in a sauna. It just cuts to like 4 old men in bath towels, like pouring water over a hot rock.
It's not always 117, but that day it was, at least for a little while. And oh my God, when we did turn on those vendor hoods, by God, that was the first, because like, you know, where I'm standing, it's basically sucking in all the air this way. And for the first time ever, I could like feel it hitting my face. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not dying. But yeah, it's gonna be weird. I mean, but very good. Not cooking mass quantities of food for people anymore.
Now you just cook when you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. I was like, imagine coming home and actually like cooking and be like, wow, I'm not mad at this.
Because it's like, especially doing it all day. If I were to come home, I would not want to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. Like, you know, if I cooked all day, why the hell would I want to cook for myself? It's just like order out pizzas, you know, or just like chicken nuggets.
Yeah, it's like pretty much the same reason why like I like never, even with a discount there, I'd like never take home food all the time. It was because like I just cook this shit all day.
I'm tired of looking at it.
I'm tired of looking at it. Yeah, exactly. Shit, man. And yeah, I don't have to like explain to people how to make egg wash anymore. I don't have to explain to people, hey, maybe don't put, you know, prep items on the floor. Yeah, you know, maybe just, it's so weird like how often you have to tell people like day one stuff, like not even stuff that day one you learn there, like how do you survive in the wild?
How do you function in society?
When I have to explain to somebody how to turn on a stovetop, I have to know, like, have you eaten today? Like, that's that's when I get in like fucking grandma mode. I'm just like, what?
It's all microwave.
Man, you joke. Somebody was like, I can cook. Yes, I can cook cereal. I was like, oh, like you like make like your own cereal? It's like, no, I put it in a bowl and I put milk in it. I was like, 5-star Michelin chef over here.
For real. It's like,
don't get me wrong.
Here you go, Gordon Ramsay Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's like sometimes I put strawberries in it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how original.
Oh, man. But yeah, other than that, man, yeah, it's been an interesting week. I don't know how much I should really say. I mean, no, I don't know.
Just might be a funny little bit that went virally from their work.
Not necessarily from our work, but
adjacent to their work.
Adjacent, yes, definitely.
So, I don't know. There might be neither here nor there.
Are we talking about the...
I ain't got no pennies on. I ain't got...
That was the bit! Shit!
Oh, I love how we just came to it at the same time.
I ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on. I'm a dance floor.
Just fucking... Okay, now I gotta tell this story. Jesus Christ. I want to say, like, these... Man, I just want to say Night Shift at that place is a whole different monster. You know, It's like a bunch of the younger kids. You know, they have the radio up a little louder than usual. You know, like, because when I'm there, it's like, first off, it's early in the morning, turn that shit down. I've been up for 20 minutes.
I try to make scrambled eggs through one bloodshot eye.
I don't mind playing music, but just shit, it's like, God, you don't have to like have it blasting. And plus, I don't like screaming over people. I have to scream during the shift, so I don't want to do it like when I don't have to do it. You know what I mean? But and I don't know who the fuck. I don't even know the official name of the song. I don't even know the guy who did it. But like, they started playing this song at work, and legit, it's just like, I ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on. That's the chorus. I'm not kidding.
Because I remember when that song came out. And
I've never heard this shit before in my life.
Let me look this up before I talk out of my ass.
Oh my God. Wax a Million ain't got no panties on?
Okay, that's got to be it. Yeah. And Oh man, and I don't know how long they've been playing this song in the back, but it's become like one of the kitchen meme songs. We have over the years, there's been a lot of kitchen meme songs. Like every time I Miss You by Blink-182 came on, whenever Tom DeLonge's like, where are you? I would scream that at the top of my lungs, no matter how full the restaurant was.
And I'm so sorry.
Like I would make a point to just be obnoxious with it. But yeah, they would play this song apparently, and I heard it like 2 days prior, and then
it happened.
And then, let's just say if you were to hypothetically like slip and fall and somehow accidentally typed in the words Tuscaloosa and McDonald's on TikTok, if you have that app downloaded.
There's a lot of barriers to entry.
But like, it's obviously kind of apropos with the TikTok meme of like someone slipping and falling and like their pussy lips, quote quote, like playing like a song on a guitar.
Just like but it's a turntable. I ain't got no panties. All I know is, man, make good decisions.
Not bad decisions.
Not bad decisions. Like, if you just want to crawl through the window of a McDonald's drive-thru, make sure you're at least wearing underwear.
Yeah.
Like, be decent.
Because that was something that happened. There was someone in town who got blitzed to tits and then crawled through the drive-thru window of a McDonald's. And they didn't have no drawers on when they did. The whole like McDonald's crew tonight, they were just hooping and hollering, yeeing and hawing.
Oh my goodness!
Over this person just walked in off the street and walked through their window.
It's like, wow. Do you think the window got sanitized?
I hope to God it did.
I don't go to McDonald's that often already, but
I mean, I don't care if it is clean. Just stop. No, I don't want your genital juice on the fucking windowsill of my McDonald's.
I mean, to be fair, probably still not the strangest thing to ever happen in a McDonald's.
That is true.
I imagine it's in like the upper tier.
I mean, it's up there.
At least around here.
When like someone who's like drunk to tits and just like, hey, can I make my own food? And just claws through that window like they're goddamn Samara from The Ring. Just like coming through that TV.
Like I said, it's been an interesting week.
I mean, not since the Glory Bound incident has Tuscaloosa had a restaurant fiasco like this.
Yeah.
Did we ever talk about that on? We have.
It was the Replacements episode.
Oh yeah, that's because that. Ooh, I remember that summer. That was wild.
That was insane.
Which that story being there was a restaurant where two individuals they had a little tiff with the owner of said restaurant. And in order to get back at them, these two individuals, these two fine gentlemen, they proceeded to have sex on the bar of this restaurant in the middle of the day. So people walking down the street could just see these two dudes laying pipe on the bar.
And there were videos, many of them.
That went around the net real quick a few summers back.
Yeah, that was wild. I remember where I was. Like a coworker of mine was like, I was sitting outside on break, and then he just goes, "Dude, have you seen the Glory Bound video?" And I was just like, I didn't even know what Glory Bound was. I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's a restaurant down here downtown." He's like, "Watch this," and I was like, "Wait, that happened down here?" In like full view of the public, like because they didn't have like
everybody,
no shutters, just like almost like fucking like floor to ceiling windows, just nothing.
High noon, they were just
and they were fucking going at it, just like
behind the bar, just
Just,
like you're just waiting any moment for like the Sean Cody logo to pop up.
Man, God, just crazy like scandals. Not really scandals, just things.
And apparently last year at some point, because it was when I was still working the newspaper, there was like this small spring of like people attacking gas stations in the nude.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
It was just like crazy naked people just showed up at the gas station.
Of course, around here, it's not just naked; it's naked.
Yeah, naked people. Yeah,
NEKKID, naked. Like I think the last time home base got famous on TikTok was that there was that there's someone in the driver's side of the car filming out of their driver window, and you see a guy in a sports car roll up. It's like, hey man, nice car, and then the monkey in the Alabama Crimson Tide onesie like pops up on the windowsill, and you just hear the people in the car with the filmer just going crazy.
you're like, what?
Oh man.
But yes, to clear up, no, I actually don't remember when that song came out because it came out in '98.
What song?
I ain't got no panties on.
Oh, I mean,
I sent it in our house chat.
God, wow. It's like I'm shocked I haven't heard it then, because like Jesus Christ. But speaking of, like, you remember when that Morgan Wallen fellow was in town?
Yeah, that was when he was spreading COVID, and then he said the N word.
Because like that particular instance when he was in town, like got him kicked off of his. Yeah, he was supposed to be in SNL like the next night or like the next week or something.
And then he went and blew it. And then there's still sorority girls in town. It's like, oh, I can fix him.
Oh my god! Like
that shit was funny.
Yeah,
that dude sucks.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
It's like I thought it was funny they brought him back, and I did make a point to look up that fucking skit, and they like that SNL like built their fucking set to look like a bar, and I was just like, oh my god, did they send somebody like to Tuscaloosa? Because I feel like they like walked into Top Shelf and fucking nailed it.
I mean, and because there's some. Never mind. I'm not. PP, why are you silent?
Sorry, I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm just
PP,
talking.
quit
now.
Looking at us. Turn your ass around, man.
PP had one sip of Bud Light the other night, and now you're just a fucking fiend.
And we already had to get on the PP for trying to take the copper out the walls.
Yep.
Also, it's you.
It was always you.
What about y'all? What's been going on with y'all?
Been a pretty chill week, just trying to escape the smoldering ball of death in the sky and retreat to the caverns beneath the city.
I was about to say, it's like being on Mars right now, and I hate it.
Yep. The one thing that's going on this week, after about 8 years of distance, I decided to get back on the bicycle known as Doctor Who. Because we were really slow at work, and Doctor Who was my hyper fixation that day. So I was just like, you know what? Pull up HBO Max. I'll pick up where I left off. And you know what? Not bad. Because I remember watching Doctor Who 2014 and enjoying it for the most part, but then like just getting really fed up with Stephen Moffat's bullshit, and then just writing the show and just like and being in love with his own shit and his shit stinking. If you're a comic fan in any capacity, he's very Brian Michael Bendis-y when it comes to his stuff. So Gannon knows what I'm talking about now.
I get that reference.
So, there's someone who like, yes, they contribute a lot to like their chosen piece of media, but also they suck on way too long. Far too in love with their own stuff, and just has a lot of just really unsatisfying bullshit mixed in with like, you know, some good stuff.
Yeah.
So they kicked him off, and a new showrunner started about the same time as the new Doctor came along. Jodie Whittaker replacing the previous Doctor, Peter Capaldi, and I haven't got to her stuff yet. Although I feel a little bad because while she got a lot of grief for being being the first woman to portray this character after decades, and like a lot of just, you know, anticipatory sexist bullshit, it also coincided with like the general consensus of the show just wasn't really good during her era. It's like unlucky that like you have like a very solid, capable actress kind of stuck with like a really ho-hum seasons.
Yeah.
So
It's like if she was given better material, she could make it.
And that seems to be the general consensus of like her run. She's not a bad doctor, or she's not a bad actress. It's just like
the writers.
The writing's just not there.
Yeah.
So, but they have announced a new Doctor. Ncuti Gatwa. He'll be the first black actor to portray the character. I don't think he starts until 2023. He's still a little ways out yet, but it's exciting because they have a new special to sort of cap off her era of the character fairly soon, and they have to contend with the evil and terrifying Neil Patrick Harris. He'll be the villain of the arc for her capper for this show.
Yeah, I did read that. That's actually, it's interesting. Like, I have literally seen one episode of Doctor Who. It's like, God, I don't remember. It was the guy with the really short hair and the brown leather jacket, I think.
David Tennant? I mean,
no, this guy was like almost scalped. I don't think it was
that's
Tennant.
probably Christopher Eccleston then, because he had a buzz his hair.
Yeah.
And this episode also had Simon Pegg in it. I also remember that. But that's it.
I don't know. I'm not super familiar with Christopher Eccleston's run. I'm familiar with Tennant's and Matt Smith. Matt Smith actually my entry point into the series, his era, and then
That was my intro as well.
Peter Capaldi. And I really like Peter Capaldi because he was kind of a harken back to the earlier era of the character where he's kind of like this kind of prickly, kind of mean, curmudgeonly soul. You know, a good heart, but kind of a little abrasive up front.
Harrison Ford.
But less plane crashing.
And actually, never mind. Harrison Ford.
Not trying to aggressively distance himself from the sci-fi series that helped his career
and other things.
But I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of scratching this itch of like a sci-fi space series. In my media melange that I've been consuming lately, I've been like wanting like a fun like episodic space tale, and that's what Doctor Who is. He travels through time and space, and like every episode is a different story, different adventure, and I really like the idea of like just sort of like a little hodgepodge group of characters going to like a different setting, you know, in sequence, and like that's why The Exiles is one of my favorite X-Men books, because you know you have like just a random assortment of characters, and like they jump through time and space too, so there's a lot of similarities. Kamen Rider Deno is the favorite series, very similar, jumping through time and space, and plus it's just nice to get back to something that I have enjoyed, and kind of like through many different reasons I had to put it to the side, and now like I feel like enough time has passed that I can come back to it, and I feel good about it.
Yeah, I've always been a little interested in it, but like again, a series like that has been going for so long. Like as an outsider looking in, like where would you say, at least for me, a good jumping off point would be if I wanted to start watching Doctor Who?
Well, I think what's helpful is that you're kind of like with the Doctor sort of changing hands, like changing actors, like you get like some really nice kind of like sections that you can group yourself off in. And I know, it's kind of easy to start at the beginning with Christopher Eccleston's run. Like he's only there for one season, but there's a lot of strong stuff. And David Tennant's one of the most popular iterations of the revival series. So like, I almost want to say before Stephen Moffat goes crazy in writing this show, because like he was a writer in the David Tennant era, but he didn't start running the boat until the Matt Smith seasons. Mm-hmm. And like I don't have any problem with Matt Smith the Doctor, but then like that's when he really starts to get on his own bullshit, because
okay.
But I would say you can start at the beginning. Of course, this being like this kind of like chintzy sci-fi series, there's going to be like some kind of hokey bits, some kind of like little silly bits, kind of like, I wouldn't say early days of like Star Trek Next Generation, but like there's definitely going to be like some silly stuff in it. But like
and there's some episodes that are just straight clunkers.
Oh, there's like some corny and some like bad episodes like that.
Oh yeah.
But if I feel like if you can enjoy and smile with the old like Adam West Batman, like there's like you have that sort of wherewithal. You can enjoy kind of the silly parts of it. Sure.
Yeah.
It's worth a try if you wanted to check it out. I mean, it's on HBO Max, and they have...
Yeah, you said that. I didn't know it was on HBO Max.
I didn't know until Shippy told me, because I know I used to watch it with a friend of mine back when it had BBC America, when it was a TV channel.
Yeah.
But I don't think that channel exists anymore. So I guess this is where they'll be coming out from here on, at least in the States. And I think they have the whole run of the revival series.
Yeah.
Because they have the classic series that started 1963 up to the 80s, and there's like a big gap in between production there. But I don't know if you can really stream the old stuff.
Okay.
But all the new stuff is available.
So the show was never it hasn't been always ongoing. It stopped, but then it got brought back.
Yeah.
There's been some rewriting the history of BBC. It's oh no, it wasn't cancelled. It was just on hiatus. It was resting. It's no, no, bitch, you canceled that shit. And there was a time where there's a section of Doctor Who of the classic era that's lost to time because they were just so disinterested in it. They would demagnetize the master tapes of these old shows. They can reuse them for other programs. There's 200 episodes that I think, if I'm right, that are missing. Quote, I think they found 97 of them. But I think the ones that even were erased video-wise, the audio still exists. So they re-release them as audio dramas, or they use the audio and in conjunction with animation to sort of resurrect these shows.
Oh, okay.
Really interesting because it has such a long, rich history. It's literally a part of British culture. One of the most famous actors on the show, they were because the Doctor has traveling companions, so a rotating cast of a character that he goes on adventures with. Elizabeth Sladen, she was very, very prolific in the 60s and 70s. When she passed away, they had a running ticker on British news that the day of her death, because she was such a well-known and beloved actress in that country.
Yeah.
So just to show the significance of that, and plus, it's really cool to me how similar it is to Tokusatsu because it started in 1963. That's just a few years different from when Ultraman started. And plus how. They have the show era, how it ran from the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, and then there's just a big gap in the 90s, and it comes back in the early 2000s. So the same way with Ultraman, same way with Kamen Rider. So there's a lot of similarities between these two things, these long-running sci-fi series, and how they come from very humble beginnings, and they're part of the culture of their native country, and to me that's just a really cool synchronicity.
Hell yeah! I've known it's always been a big thing. It's just wow. And plus, I'm a sucker for time travel, so
and there's plenty of that
everywhere, every episode. Hey, did y'all know they go places?
And one last thing I managed to check out. Ever since we watched Tombstone, I'm just I'm kind of I'm feeling the Western in my blood again.
Yeah.
And I found it on Amazon Prime. It's the first episode of a limited series that AMC did fairly recently called That Dirty Black Bag. It stars Dominic Cooper. He played
from Preacher.
And also young Tony Stark's dad in Captain America 1.
Yes. And the villain in Need for Speed.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And Warcraft.
What?
Yeah, Dominic Cooper, he's been in movies.
Yeah, I know, but I never saw those, so that's that's jarring.
Yeah, did they ever bring him back in any of the like Agent Carter or anything?
Yeah, he's in it.
Oh fuck yeah! I'd never watched Agent Carter.
I remember.
Cool.
I think there was only one season. I remember watching it when it came out. It's good.
So this is a Western show.
The Dirty Black Bag. It's a Western show. It's shot beautifully, some really crystal clear images, just sweeping landscape shot. You really get a sense of the scale of this land. It's gorgeous to look at. But it stars I don't know his name, forgive me, but basically it follows in part this bounty hunter who's looking for a serial killer that he has a violent past with, and so he only knows him by the knife he carries and the wounds he leaves, because every person that the killer attacks is they have 3 slash marks on their back.
Okay.
And he has a very recognizable knife. So he's asking all the people on bounty lists, "Do you know this killer?" And they're like, "No, I don't know what he looks like." And so he has like this very set routine, like asking his quarry before he kills them. It's like, have you seen this man? No. And he cuts their heads off, puts them in the titular dirty black bag. So because a head's easier to carry than a full body, so like that's all you need for identification, just the head. So like him going through the bounty list, and he comes into like quarrel with Dominic Cooper's character, who's the sheriff of like this rapidly deteriorating mining settlement. How there's a huge gold rush, and it was very prosperous, but this was one character who's, I guess, essentially the bad guy. He diverted their nearby river to look for more gold, and that's basically causing the town to starve and dry up. And so he comes across like this assortment of money. The sheriff does, Dominic Cooper does, and it kind of puts him in a hard spot because like he wants the money to get out of this dying town, but it really compromises his standing in the town if it were to get out, because while he's kind of like this kind of cavalier character, he's known for being an upstanding sheriff.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, what do I do with this enormous amount of money that I found? And the third story is this dirt farming man, and who's trying to provide for his family, but keep a section of land safe that allegedly has a huge pocket of gold on it that the villain of the show is desperately trying to get at. And so, like, you have all that happening in like this one area, and it's sort of this like darker Western story. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it.
Hell yeah. I'm interested to check that out.
So so the first episode's on Amazon Prime, but I think it's like 8 episodes, and the rest of it's on AMC Plus.
Of course.
If anybody on Earth knows where that, I mean, like, I had to make my own Discovery Plus account so I can watch the Trixie Mattel hotel renovation show. I was like, God damn it, nobody has Discovery Plus. I gotta get a goddamn subscription my damn self.
Damn. It's too many damn services.
But that's me. But JoJo, what have you been up to?
Actually, bringing it back around to the beginning of this show, started Dark Souls recently. You know, hearing Colt and Wenzel talking about Elden Ring, I'm like, I don't know if I can spring $60 for a game right now, but you know, I'll do $20 for the original Dark Souls. And I am aggravated at certain things, let's just say. And apparently the part I'm at now is about to be like one of the worst in the game, is just for fucking bullshit. But like, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I played and beaten Bloodborne, and I love that game to death. But I have a weird disconnection to it. I think the story and I know like the whole thing with FromSoft is like the story is more in the background.
Or it's like it's self-assembled. Like you have to put the pieces together to get the bigger narrative.
Which I love that. Don't get me wrong, but like I feel like it's done better in Dark Souls. Like you can. It's a lot easier to sort of pick up on the clues, and I mean, and you know, that they wanted to tell the story this way, you know, and I think it works for the most part. But like. I still like went through the entirety of Bloodborne. I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing anything.
They're like, you were just killing shit.
I'm just like Combobulous Michael from Rick and Morty. I'm just like, I'm just going killing again.
There I go killing again.
But yeah, it's real fun. Hard as shit. Like Bloodborne's much more frenetic and fast paced and more, I guess, my speed. I do like it, it took me a minute to like know you gotta slow down, shield up, blah blah blah.
And plus, like, this is kind of the first. I mean, Demon Souls was first, but like, this is sort of like
this is the breakout game.
Yeah, this was at the beginning. So like a lot of the more fine tuned aspects that hasn't been made yet. So. It's so like you have like this very kind of quote unpolished version of what would come.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, it's still smooth, really smooth and responsive. It's just
You don't have the quality of life stuff.
Yeah. Well, and it's a game. It's like it's doing its thing, and you sort of have to adapt to it versus it adapting to you. Well, I mean, you know, there are a lot of customizability options and stuff like that, but it's it's just it's Dark Souls. Like, it's hard. I got cursed for the first time, and that's fucking stupid.
Because I remember,
I fucking hate that.
Because you were playing, he's like, you're on a roll, and then just out of nowhere, you just fall through a hole in the ground to the sewers, and these like weird fucking frog things,
which apparently are basilisk in this game.
Sure. They just start spitting out this smoke, and then that smoke is cursed, and then like you just instant death.
Like you turn into a crystal statue, and then when you get respawned back at whatever the nearest bonfire you were at, guess what, bitch? You now have half health until you can get this thing fixed. It's like, fuck.
And plus, like it sucks as it does that you like lose all this progress. To see you kind of like rage a bit has been entertaining. And you're just like, God damn it! Because we don't have to be in the room. I'll just hear JoJo just like, fuck you.
Oh yeah, same. I'm in the room just, God damn, like, fucking Dark Souls.
They had a setback, and there's just a funny bit when you were playing the other night, and like you got out of this one spot and you go into the forest, and then just like out of nowhere these two giant crystal things are up on you, and you're just like what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, we call that in the business a big bitch.
God, and my favorite is when you start like fucking dog cussing them. Like, I think it's great. You're just like, fuck you, suck my fucking dick, you fucking bitch. And
JoJo puts
so good.
When JoJo
I love it.
When JoJo gets like hotted and fired, they put the stank on them.
I love
the swingers.
it. I'm not even making fun. It's so good. I love it so much.
It's very fun to watch. It makes me wish we had our Twitch going again, but we probably get flagged for saying fuck and piss and shit.
Yeah, because Twitch is getting.
I don't know. That would be fun.
I mean,
just do like, I don't know, like any of the FromSoft games. Like, do like a Dark Souls run.
Yeah.
And, God, because like everything about like especially the combat's very deliberate. But you know, like in Devil May Cry, you can cancel out a move. So, or like even in fighting games. So like if you fuck up or do something, you can quickly. When you go to swing in Dark Souls, and I think it was H Bomber guy who I heard put it this way, you basically have to. When you go to swing, you have to fill out the necessary paperwork in order to get approved, in order for you to do the swing. You have to commit to that swing. You have to marry that swing.
It's very bureaucratic in that regard.
You better fucking mean it.
And I love JoJo's player character too, because they're playing a girl, but the way their character walks, it's just like it's like a little Barbie light, because they have very daintily holding up a big ass mace and a big old shield, and they're just like kind of like a little swishy little sashay through the dungeon, and until they got like a bigger suit of armor, it's just like kind of like girl in like chainmail and like a knight helmet, and just like
yeah, my character's got a little bit of hips. And yeah, which like I love the armor I have right now, which I think is like sort of like the stereotypical like Dark Souls armor. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay, then why the fuck did I choose like my gender at all in this game? Because it's like it's irrelevant. It's just like I just look like a dude.
It's like I was just like, I want to be a hot bimbo dungeon girl.
I mean, I just want tig old bitties and tig old
like, just let me be Red Sonja, for God's sake.
I just want big boobs, big booties.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like feminism is just like full circles back to just tits and ass again.
It's just like getting back. I want to be a bimbo. That's basically.
It's the Divas era all over again.
JoJo has the fucking butterfly belt on.
Oh god.
I do think it's fun that when I put that picture of your character online saying that it's a hoot to watch JoJo, that my cousin's like, hell yeah, you got a good build.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Because I will say, like, I'm trying to go in as blind as possible, but there are some things I'm just like, I want to make this as optimally fun as possible, so I'm going to look shit up.
Yeah.
And it's like...
That's fair.
So, or like, a lot of times I'll just end up finding shit. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
When you like accidentally like maybe sequence, oh, you get like an item that's a little higher level than like what's in the surrounding area. It's like, oh, okay, this will, keep me alive for a few hours now.
Yeah. And apparently, I didn't know this about, because you can't really do this in Bloodborne, but you can cut off the tails of certain bosses and use them as weapons.
Oh, wow.
It's Dark Souls kind of Monster Hunter-y that way.
Mm-hmm. Like I could, there's this one fucking bridge where this dragon's just perched, and it's been standing there for like 7 hours at this point. But I see where I can shoot its tail off, and apparently you can get it as a sword.
That's cool though.
I'm just like, but I don't want to get a bow and shit, because I'm just like, I'm just running like a very tanky, slow build, or not slow. Like my stamina is pretty high, but I remember getting that cool set of armor. I'm like, hell yeah, I got it. And then just doing fat rolls, just like because if you're like above your equipment load or whatever, you move like you're in fucking molasses. But yeah, Dark Souls. It's it came out in 2011. Everyone knows about it.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. Everybody's played it, but it still holds up.
Wait, what's Dark Souls?
What?
No.
However, I do want to play Elden Ring though, because I don't know. I just out of all the FromSoft games, like that aesthetic I love the most.
Mm-hmm. As I say, just let me know, and I'll bring the PS4 back into the living room, because I bought it. I have it.
Shit, you just want to pass controllers?
I mean, all right. Here's the thing. Like, I knew what this was going in, and I know how I am in video games. Like, when I get frustrated, now the older I get, the more frustrated I get. I was like, you know what? It's time to stop playing. I'm gonna just put this down. Okay,
just walk away.
Just no more. So I bought Elden Ring, and I played it for a little bit. Don't get me wrong. And again, it's just one of those games. It's one of those Soulsborne games, and it's hard as fucking tits. And I'm just like noodling around for a little bit, and I'm just like seeing over yonder this giant man on one of the biggest horses ever. And don't go over there, you'll die. And every time I boot it up, it's like, oh look, there's a bat, and he spits on you. Done. But yeah, if you want to check it out without buying it, let me know, and I will bring the PlayStation in.
All right, sounds.
Listen, I want to play Elden Ring just for the character creation to make the most gonky looking motherfuckers.
Now, the character creator is probably worth the price of admission, because I went straight goofball. I made 2 characters. My second one is just hilarious.
Which I will say, originals Dark Souls character creation fucking blows. I fucking hate it. It's so fucking limited. I'm like, what is this? Fucking Knights of the Old Republic? Get out of my fucking face.
I did buy the Evil Dead the game.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, like I put it off. I haven't played it in about a week or so, but it is really fun. Now, the solo missions in that game, the very last one you have to play is it's like you might as well be playing Dark Souls. Like, I swear to God, I'm not gonna lie, I beat the guy on a fluke. I beat the final boss on that thing on a fucking fluke. I still don't know how I did it. I'm glad it's over. And all you get, no offense, because like I love Army of Darkness, but all you get is like the Arthur skin, and that's the final one. And I'm just like, what?
The final prize is a costume.
Yeah, to play as Arthur in multiplayer. Which multiplayer is actually fun. I mean, it's one of those, Dead by Daylight style games.
Asymmetrical multiplayer game.
This is like the first game of that style that I've actually like really sunk my teeth into because I love Evil Dead. It's fucking great. But yeah, it's like slicing up deadites with chainsaws and blasting them away with boomsticks. It's always a good time. You got like characters from all like the movies and the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV show, and And I'm ready for. I heard the update. They're getting a map based off of Army of Darkness.
I was about to say I saw the pictures of the map today on my.
Oh really?
On the horror side of Twitter, it looks really sharp.
Oh, God, I haven't seen them yet. Oh shit, I'm excited.
So Pat, before we go, I think I got something you have to tie into this. The image for the show.
Okay.
I just remembered this.
That's a good bit. Would you explain to the audience what I was just cackling at?
It's Kate Bush in chainmail and like a weird sun thing, and it says Dark Souls.
Yes, that's amazing.
Also, Bloodborne, Kate Bush. Sekiro, Kate Bush.
Kate Bush in the kimono.
Elden Ring, Kate Bush.
Hey, Kate Bush is fucking iconic. Kate Bush for every era.
For
all the eras.
But man, yeah, I think that was a good time. Good time.
It's 1 a.m.
Holy crap!
I mean, we were feeling the Holy Spirit when we finished the Rocketeer, and by gum, it got us through this show.
Yeah, and I think that Energy Mio helped me because now I'm just like, gotta go right now, gotta go.
JoJo's been just like vibrating.
Dark Souls.
Not even dark.
I know.
I'm just like, I'm like vibrating.
We gotta buy JoJo like a giant hamster wheel.
We got a treadmill.
It's not the same.
You're right.
It makes my knees hurt.
Yeah, that was a good time. We thank you all for doing this. The Art House Trio this week. A little look ahead. The Art House Trio, we will be on vacation next week, but don't worry. Colt and Wenzel will be back, and the show will be in their capable hands. And what they'll be doing, they'll be going through and summing up all the news events from all the big gaming conferences that come out in the month of June. So basically, it'll be the AYCH yearly summer E3 summer games, what have you, video game news breakdown. They'll be going through all the stories and conferences, giving their thoughts on it, and just sort of catching you up to speed in case you've been a little behind on like the plethora of gaming news that's been coming out recently. They'll have you covered on that episode next week, so be sure to come back and join us for that one. In the meantime, be sure to like, rate, and subscribe wherever podcasts are found. That's on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else online that has podcasts. We're probably there. Be sure to check us out on there. Retweet, tell a friend, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. It puts it in front of new listeners, and we always appreciate you when you do it. And we will apologize. SoundCloud was down last week on Monday morning, so that episode came out a little late. So please go back and check out last week's episode as well, where AYC's original Cody, he stopped by and he hung out with us, and it was it was a very chaotic reunion, but it was still a good time. And one last plug, if you listen to this episode the week it comes out, that means also there's a brand new episode of Cage and Greatness where we'll be discussing the Nicolas Cage film Valley Girl.
Yeah.
And to tie it all off, you can follow me, Patrick, on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John lost his name.
My name is JoJo. You can follow me on the Twitters at JONIABY24 and John Owens on 12 on Letterboxd.
And I've been that Canon Guy. You can find me at that Canon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Goodreads, and TikTok. I am so close to 1,000, I can taste it.
Get this man to 1,000 followers.
Yes.
Fucking do it.
And I can talk to y'all live. I don't know what I'm going to say, but we'll figure it out when we get there.
And as we sign off,
I ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on. At the window. Yeah.